Class, this is Dr. Peter Terzop and wanted to post this video about initial entry into a course, like how you start a course. And I'm not going to go into like every aspect of it, but one that repeatedly comes to play is students go into a class and they literally skip all the information and go right to the first assignment. It could be discussion posts, it could be assignments, assessments, papers, doesn't matter what it is. They just skip it and go right to it. And they say, well, I'm gonna get all this work done and I'm busy, or I already know what to do and I'm just gonna do it. And then they say, well, and some of them are even so bold that they say, well, I'm not only going to do the assignment, but I'm going to do 2 or 3 weeks worth of assignments and just get it all done, and then I have time to do what I want. These are really bad concepts and ideas, and I would really encourage and suggest that you do not do these things. When you go into a course, there normally is a syllabus, and that can vary, right? Some of it's just pre-canned, some of it is policies of the school, some of it can be very boring. But there are parts that some professors add to the syllabus, or in my case, I do video overviews and posts and announcements and things like that. That's where you really want to pay attention. If a professor in an online course says, hey, look, I'm posting here, here's a picture or video, here's some things I want you to note, here's some things I want you to avoid, here's some example papers, PowerPoints, whatever, those are really valuable posts to read. Another one is like I tend to do unit or weekly overviews. And the reason I do that is it allows students to know that, look, I'm looking at the syllabus, I'm looking at the readings, I'm telling you what's going on. Oh, by the way, there's this assignment. These are some very big hints. One of the courses, I actually give the thesis. I literally tell students, this is the thesis for your paper. Out of 10 students, I say out of every 10 students, I would be lucky if 6 of them actually look at that and do something similar. I mean, I actually tell them word for word. So I can tell the students who are paying attention, doing it, and getting the points, and the ones who don't and lose a lot of points, if get any at all. So what I would really highly recommend is taking that time to review and really understand the best you can. If you still have problems or questions, email or call the professor. That's very, very important. And I get those calls and I don't have a problem with that. I'd rather work up front than to come back and say, well, I didn't read any of your stuff or watch your videos. It's not my fault. I want another opportunity. Well, that wouldn't be fair to everyone else. You get to do work and try to get through there as fast as you can and with minimal effort. And then I'm supposed to give you another chance because other students took the time to do it right. So you got to think about those things. The other aspect is feedback. The students that like to turn in 2, 3, 4 assignments and then go, well, I didn't get feedback. And then you're like, well, that's because you didn't give me time to give you feedback off the first assignment. So it's very important when you enter a class, especially with a new professor, is to put an assignment in, get the feedback, put an assignment in. That review process helps you not only to understand what the professor is grading, what's important to them, but also how to develop your work as you go from assignment to assignment. And by not doing that, you're really just detracting from what you're trying to accomplish, which is not just checklisting, which I have a video on, checklist students that just checklist things and go, I did the checklist, I get 100%, and I don't have to do any more work. That's not what we're here for. We're here to learn information. We're here to learn the process. And that process helps you to develop writing, analysis, and research. And those are the 3 skills I focus on. And so the material comes with that. Or you can say the material comes first and these processes come second. Doesn't matter to me. I just want you to know that that's the process. That's what we're trying to get out of this, okay? So what I would really recommend is do an assignment, take a break, and then do one later. If you don't do that, again, you'll struggle. And you'll get either it'll really go good and the professor just blows through it and tries to get you through the class, or the professor does grading and says, no, this is where it's at. And if you're not hitting their expectations, you're going to struggle in the class from step 1. You probably can recover, but you're going to struggle, and then you're going to sit there and go, well, I didn't know. So take time to do those 2 things. If there's anything else, always feel free to drop me a line, and best of luck.